but I'm not gonna
You
worry
want me to
about it.
call? You want me to
Okay, well,
call?
let me. Okay, hello, everyone. Today is Sunday, February the 26th. I had to remember the date. We are just having an open discussion today. We had a great time yesterday with Inner Haven Day. I felt that was really a really nice, comforting thing that we had a chance to see one another, get real hugs, and enjoy each other's food and enjoy each other's company. And one of the things that Sandra had mentioned during her talk of sevens was the 7 different tastes, and how each one of us was a different flavor, and we all added something to that delicious recipe called love. So, and Reverend Sakina mentioned that during that time we were all hungry to be in each other's company. So I thought that was a really good. We had a great time yesterday, and I'm gonna post it so you all will get to see, some of the fun. You're not gonna see all of the fun, but because you won't get a chance to taste some of the yummy food that we had. But just trust and believe that we did.
Yes, we did.
So let's go ahead and get started in prayer. And like I said, I have been doing, and I had my book right here, but of course I moved it because why wouldn't I? And I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. I just got too much junk on top of it. Those were the I had all of the crystals on top of the book. So I just kind of want to talk about keeping up keep a true Lent. And today's section is entitled The Altar. And just that here's a little section that I just wanted to say. The altar is a fixed, definite center in the consciousness of man. It is a place within where we meet the Lord face to face and are willing to give up our sins, give up the lower for the higher, the personal for the impersonal, the animal for the divine. So when we see that, when we see our heart or our soul as an altar, we give up all of those things that are in our egos that cause us to be blinded or to be an impediment to our spiritual ascension. And these are the things that we place on the altar. We place the things that we no longer need, we no longer desire, we no longer, that no longer benefits us, or things that we find that give us disdain that is within or about ourselves. So once we place those things on our altar, and from our altar, oh, here comes Andre now. And from our altar, we gain the opposite of each one of those things. We gain love, we gain compassion, we gain self-respect and respect of others. We gain all of the things that we give up. So it's a fair exchange. We leave behind the things that we don't want or need, and we automatically gain the things that we desire. So I just wanted to read and let us just kind of focus on this affirmation. And the affirmation for here, I don't know what this is on my phone. The affirmation is, it is not I, but the Father abiding in me that does the work. So when we think about who we are, just know that it's not us. It's not this ego. It's not this personalized, individualized temple that does anything. It's the union that we have of the Spirit, of the Father, of the universe, of all good, that is in us, that is doing the work in us and as an expression through us. And with that we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Okay. So, hey, Andre, I was glad, we had tried to call because, I said, so I hope you don't think I was.
Oh no, hello. I'm in it. I was in a deep conversation. I was just telling my homie, I got one of my boys with me today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I got my boy Tay with me, Dante.
Hi, Tay.
Oh,
How you
Hi
doing?
there.
all right, all right.
Good. So we're just gonna do a
I'm just gonna be a fly
little,
on the wall. Me and him was
you can be
having a
more than a
session.
fly, buzz on in from time to time.
That's
Okay,
right.
okay, no problem.
Yeah, we were just in kind of in an open discussion ourselves, and I said, man, I got to get on the chat, man. We're in an open
And then you
discussion. Let's see
call.
what's going on with this open discussion, and let's see if we can incorporate our open discussion with what's going on.
Okay. All right. So, the only idea that I had, I was just gonna start off with just talking about the
Crystal.
things that we gave out yesterday, the crystals that we gave out yesterday, just naming them and talking about how they, the sacredness of them, how the healing properties that they possess, and the spiritual aspects of them. But what were y'all talking about?
I like that conversation. I like the crystals.
Okay.
Well, we were a little bit into
At the moment, what we
at the moment of just history and of course history of America and how putting certain things together as far as how America became America.
Okay. Well, we in it. We in it from the very start. We were here before the Mayflower got here. We were here in 1619.
Yes, exactly what I was
That's
trying to say,
We
bro.
back
That's
there.
exactly what I was saying, bro.
There.
Exactly. Because the reason why, we was going, well, I don't know why I just posed that question to him or whatever the case may be, but I was saying because like I go down in my lineage and I remember my father told me when we was real young, and I've been investigating this, calling my great aunts and stuff like that. And she was talking about, we were Indian, and showed pictures of like my mom when she was a baby, and she had this Indian, well, what we would call Indian, but she was Black.
Right. Right.
And I'm from Indiana, from the Midwest.
Okay.
They said we started down here in the South. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been in Virginia since me and T-Man went to Reservoir.
Okay.
But that's just a story that,
This is one of my Reservoir dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was one of the first people I met when I came to Virginia. And here we go 30 years later,
30 years later, still in search.
Yeah,
And that's wonderful. Friendships are so valuable.
Yeah.
We often think that our families are just related by blood or, through marriage, but, there is a whole soul group that we are connected to.
Yeah. And I was having a discussion with my little sister the other day or whatever, and she was like, because my mother, she still stays in, my mother and my father, they still stay in Virginia. But my sisters, I'm a middle son, I'm the only son. And my sisters, they moved to Texas. So I got a sister that's 10 years older than me, and then I got a sister that's 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
But we all from Indiana. I was like, y'all the only family. I said, he the only family I got because he the only one like a brother that's actually here. You know what I'm saying? I can put my hand on him, and it doesn't nothing beat don't nothing beat a right now person, a person right now that's doing good right now in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Like you could love me, my mama could love me all day, but
sometimes you need
the one that's right here that can put the hands on you was the best one that you can rely on.
Right. I know I love my sister, I die for her, but she's gonna have to wait a couple hours if she think I'm gonna save her life right now. I'm gonna have to get on a flight,
exactly.
Right now out of this situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all allowing me to sit down in on this. T-Man been telling me about this for weeks.
Well, I'm glad that you had an opportunity to, to come on in today. So T, you want to show, do you have your crystal with you?
Of course.
Okay, cool beans. So we're we're just gonna, talk about that for a second, and then we can get to America.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother
America.
Well, actually, just to let you know that Harriet is actually a historian. So she worked in Colonial Williamsburg as a historian for what, 20 years?
15.
15 years. So yeah, let's do the small stuff first.
Okay.
So yeah, and I gave you the incorrect spelling yesterday. It's called aventurine.
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 I found it.
You found it? Okay. Well, what did you find out about it?
I found out it was very awkward that stone came to me, because it's a very luck stone. It's a very adventurous stone. It's used for to harness material needs, as well as to protect the heart chakra. It's very deep rooted with the heart chakra, and it comes in so many different colors. It can come in yellow, it can come in gold, and it's very similar to, which I found a trip, is very similar to jade. And it's only like 2 properties from jade that's the difference, but it is a crystal. It is cubic, so therefore it does really harness and preserve energy and pull and push. So it's a very good stone, and it's a very light stone from when I've been wearing it. It seems like when I've been putting it on, between yesterday and today, and as well as trying to charge it as well. I want to kind of charge it as well.
Yeah, because it's been hidden for some time.
Yeah, so it's very light, but it's a very it reminds me of spring. It reminds me of that time where you can smell honeysuckles, and where it's still cool in the air, but it's balanced. It's balanced where it's still cool in the air, but you can feel the sun on your skin, and the sun is still is getting stronger. So it's a very good stone. I'm looking to understand it a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I got this book that this is the only book that I can find, but it was good enough for today. Healing Crystals and Gemstones, and this is the one that some of the healing properties of aventurine is says beneficial on many skin irritations such as acne, allergy, suppurgating. Suppurtating. I don't know what that is, but it sounds gross. Suppurtating wounds, but also flaking skin, dandruff, and hair loss. The way that you would do that, the way
I don't need no Rogaine.
We'll cover the stone with water, leave overnight, and then wash the skin and hair with it. This water can also be used to bathe strained eyes, and will be that will be greatly benefited from it. Worn as an amulet, it helps to relieve pain. Aventurine has an effect on the psyche. It strengthens an individual's sense of self. It is the ideal stone for those who are looking for a positive view of life. Let's see. It also symbolizes tranquility and patience. It gives the wearer inner equilibrium and stimulates dreaming. So I wonder if you wear it, you know, like at night after, you know, like, you know, after either you cleanse it, you know, like with the sun energy or with the moon energy, and you wear it while you're dreaming, if it will help with your lucid dreaming so that you can direct your dreams. And
yeah, like astro project with it or something.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I took it off last night. I was tempted to sleep with it on me last night, but I'm already attached to it. And so with me, I didn't want to, you know, with the chain being so thin, I didn't want to be able to snap the chain and be able to lose it. So like I said, I cleaned it. I kind of put it in the outside for a little bit yesterday, and just kind of studied a little bit on it. So I think versus I'm gonna change the link, so I make sure that I can keep it with me,
Right.
and then I can kind of, you know, just keep it with me for 7 days. No different from the way I do the, you know, you all know I keep my necklaces. So different from what I do when I wear my Orin, or, you know, or if I'm wearing my big Dookie gold chain. I like being hip hop, wear my big Dookie gold chain sometimes, you know. But they mean something to me, and they have a meaning from when I wear these things, and my charms have a meaning for it. So I'm interested to see once again where it will go.
Yeah,
I just kind of want to put it into my vibe and get it to understand me first, and let it understand my energy versus what you all know I always wear. You know, I always have my beads on, you know, which
so
is,
you got to make it, you know, it is yours. So, you know, you make it, you know, you have to become comfortable with it. It's your friend. You know, it's your friend, and you know, and so these are just some of the properties that can lead you. So it can lead you. You know, it stimulates your dreaming, and you've often told me about your dreams. So maybe, if when you about to go to sleep, if you have something particular that you are concerned about, or something that you might be interested in, or maybe even within your dream, you can dream that you have it. You know, because, you know, it's become so closely associated with you, and it can help guide and direct you throughout your dreams. That would be something, you know, just an experiment.
And I like how you were saying, if you know, you can cleanse it with water, and then after that you can use that purified water. So I'm
There's some
definitely
other information on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've also heard that when you put crystals like that in water, if you drink the water, it has a sort of, I guess, purifying effect on the body. Purifying, cleansing, whatever.
Okay, so this is placed. This is closely associated with the heart chakra, probably because it's green. Placed on the heart chakra, it removes anxiety and helps in the treatment of psychosomatic disorders, even those that have plagued the wearer since childhood. The star signs that are closely associated with this are Cancer, but also Taurus and Sagittarius.
Can get rid of them Sagittarius. They're getting on my nerves, man. They're getting on every woman in my life, man. Sagittarius.
Andre,
you have to trap their energy in that energy.
Andre,
trap you in it like the Ghostbuster machine.
Andre, I'm a Sagittarian.
Get
away from her. Everywhere.
Every woman in my life.
Okay, so that's the star. Those are the star signs that they're closely suitable for. Let's see, application and care. The stone should be worn either for a long time or, in case of acute illness, taped onto the affected part of the body. Cleanse once a month under running water and recharge in the sun.
Hmm.
Mhm. So the hardness of it is like a number 7, and that has something to do with like jewelry things, like
I
Yeah.
got number 7 again yesterday. Okay.
yeah. Okay, what did you get?
For Inner Haven.
What did say that again?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got a question from Dante. He said, what did the number 7 mean? I was explaining yesterday was our 7-year anniversary
It
for
was our
Inner
7-year
Haven.
anniversary. Yes.
Mhm.
And I picked the heart chakra. So
Yeah. So he picked the heart chakra. This was 7 years for us. I'm so
Okay.
excited.
Right.
I think this lasted longer than my marriage.
Yeah.
on the 9, definitely.
So this was, it's just, I'm just really excited to serve, to be of service, to the community, to the creation. And one of the things that we mainly do is that we're just basically a discussion group.
Yeah.
We talk about everything from politics to recipes to children, and especially all things spiritual, because we see everything is spiritual.
Yeah.
Spirit fits in everything, because we are really actually spiritual beings. We just happen to be housed inside these casings that we call ourselves.
Yeah.
So so look, I'll be talking to you for the next 15 minutes about it.
I love
Please
it.
move
I'm
on.
telling you,
Why did you ask her that?
That's what I'm saying. Like how like this discussion, or this is my first time being on whatever, a panel or whatever the case may be. But T-Man, to tell you, like, you don't get too many people having these discussions.
Yeah.
So T-Man is the guy I have my conversations about vibrations. I got my hermitite, you know what I'm saying, on my list, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. I'm into holistic medicines and stuff like that. I'm with what is it? Well, I'm a little young. I like it Bobby Hemmett and Shahrazad Ali, and I don't know if y'all ever got into the hidden Tyreek Jones, hidden colors and all that stuff, or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to like metaphysical spirituality, problems that I'm having in life, or whatever the case may be, I know I got somebody I can talk to on that level about it. And he was like, man, you need to just chime on in,
Yeah.
That's right.
And if there is any time you want to have a conversation or a discussion about it, and something about, just you can conduct a class.
That's right.
I'll just rather be a student.
Well, that's what we are. We're all students, and we're all teachers.
Yeah, that part too.
At the same time, and none of us are experts at anything. I'm reading right now from a book.
Right.
And we don't have, this is what I think that Inner Haven is, because we are a classroom. I want us all to learn how to be our best perfected self. We can only be that from the beginning. If you came in, if you're expected to come in here knowing everything about everything, well, hey, I'm glad to have you here, but but that's not necessarily how people grow.
Right.
And we are under the illusion, I think, especially when we talk about America, I think Americans are under the illusion that you have to hear from people who already have these degrees, or some kind of letters behind their name, or have to have some type of accreditation that proves that they are validated to listen to. But in spirit, God is in each and every one of us.
That's right.
You know,
Right.
God is in that
Exactly
new
right.
infant baby. God is in that
Right.
drunk down the street. God is in, the wino or the crackhead.
Yeah,
God
right,
is in the
right,
president. God is
right.
in the worst sinner of the world. We
Yeah.
have to learn how to hear.
Yeah,
We have to
Mhm,
learn how to hear that.
yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
and what it feels like on the inside. But
And
anyway, I kind of
what,
since you mentioned.
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but what kind of bothers me nowadays is there's from my point of view as a young man or whatever, there's an actual, I would say, a plight for us to not have that realization, because what's more enlightening than somebody that knows they're enlightened or self-awakened to a degree, I guess, why would I stop that,
Right.
for
Yeah.
another person? And there's an
Yeah.
attempt on that
Mhm,
by being bombarded with all the crazy narratives and all this other stuff or whatever the case may be. When people
mhm.
start talking the way y'all talking and stuff like that, that is part of the journey for us, what I'm saying, like a self-actual, actualization.
Exactly.
Yes,
Maybe they
yes.
felt away, or maybe I fell away and I just never said it to nobody or heard nobody say it. And then by hearing it from you, it builds my confidence up more about, like, man, maybe I won't, I know I'm not crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm, mhm.
I know I'm not the only one feeling this way, you know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
yeah, so I
Exactly.
appreciate y'all for that.
Well, since I have, since you mentioned hematite, and then we're gonna get on to Harriet Stone. You mentioned hematite. Let's see, the healing properties of hematite is, as staunching the blood. I guess that means making blood thicker. Hematite promotes the formation of blood cells. It is also used to stabilize the circulation of blood and combats venous hyperemia. I don't know what that is. Venous hyperemia. I guess that's kind of like, like the
Sounds like to me they're
veins.
getting that blood pressure.
Yeah, it sounds like blood pressure,
Like
like
blood pressure.
overheating.
Yeah, like how it maintains your veins.
Yeah,
Venous.
overheating and allowing your veins to
Circulate.
open and constrict.
Right. Okay. So it combats venous hyperemia and embolism. Well, I know an embolism is a blood clot. So, so it staunches, it staunches your blood and keeps your blood flowing. Its regenerative power is beneficial for eye problems. Place a polished stone on the eyelid and promotes healthy sleep when placed under a pillow with rose quartz. Caution is required since hematite can lead to inflammations. Psychologically, it encourages spontaneity and zest for life.
I need to stop wearing this jacket. What? That's my problem. Too spontaneous.
So you might not want to wear it as often as you do.
Huh?
You might not want. You might not want to wear it as often as you do.
Yeah,
You might
right.
give it a rest every now and then.
Okay, I'm coming on right now.
Wear it for 6 days and then give it a rest for the 7th.
Okay, yeah, I'm far past 6 days. I try to wear mine every day, man.
Yeah.
But one thing it did mention.
Because now I got the inflammation thing. That's what blew me right there. I was like, I feel it in my joint.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I've been bugging about that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Just learned something.
Wow, what a blessing. What a blessing to know that.
That quick. I need to get it on the rest.
Let's see, the magical properties. Hematite symbolizes courage and was known as a bloodstone in the Middle Ages, staunching blood and promoting the formation of new blood cells. It is where your chakras, it is particularly affected on the root chakra.
I need a chakra cleanse. I go about doing that. Who I need to contact?
Harriet,
Miss Harry.
For
Miss
real?
Harriet.
Can I set that up? Can we do that next week?
We do it all here in Inner Haven. We do chakra, we do tarot, we do
We'll let you know what day.
yeah, we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Nah,
what
I
day.
really do like I've been like I feel like my lower chakra,
Mm.
like I'm trying to get that check. You know,
So like
trying
your root
to-
chakra,
Mhm.
your root chakra that's grounding. What do you mean?
Behind what is it, like lower spine, whatever the bottom one.
You feel
That's
out
the
of
root
balance.
chakra.
Yeah,
Root
whatever
chakra.
the bottom one. It let me know, like, yeah, you've been fucking up. Excuse me,
Okay.
part of my language. Part of my language. I've been in my root chakra ever since, I don't know, maybe my divorce. I don't know.
Yeah, because you know, things like that, situations in our lives, it does, you know, cause imbalances within our
Yeah.
chakra. You
I'm
know,
trying
and
to get
we
my
just have to
balance
put
back.
everything back into
I
alignment.
need that. I need a nice. I'm about to
Yeah.
I'm about to do a herbal cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a detox. I'm about to really try to put a lot of these.
I'll give you a
habits
reading
down,
too when
stuff
you
like
want
that.
one. So I'll give you a reading too when you want one.
Yeah.
A tarot reading.
Yeah.
I
I
want
can
one.
give you a tarot
yeah.
reading.
Well, right now we're just in open discussion.
Oh, okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm about to say, go for it. Go for
Do it.
We're not gonna put you on the. This your first date. We're not gonna put you on
This
the
a hot
spot.
You gonna throw him in the deep way.
I didn't know. Hey, look, I got that hermitite. I got that courage. I'm like, whatever, run it. Run it. I got this might get deep. It might get deep, brother. Oh man, see, man, you got to mute your phone.
Oh, it happens. Oh, it happens.
I'm about to be cussing up the storm. I knew it. Ain't this a
So yeah.
Okay, so let's see, the star sign for this stone that is mostly a close associated with is Scorpio. The stone is assigned to Scorpio, whom it not only protects but also warns of danger and changing temperature. Application: never wear hematite near inflammations of any kind. It can exacerbate. Yes, that's the word I'm trying to say. Never discharge in water. Place among tumbled rock crystals.
I've just been messing up.
Yeah, never discharge in water. That's different because most of the time you hear about charging your crystals in water. So it says place among tumbled rock crystals. Hematite releases negative energy and at the same time becomes recharged with positive energy. So to cleanse your stone, you would want to put them with other crystals.
So I need to put it with T-Man stone.
You stay away from my stone. You can have
it.
Away from my stone.
Because what it will do, what hematite will do when you place it with other crystals, it will let all of the negative energy from the hematite go into the other crystals, and the other crystals will energize your hematite. Then you can take your other crystals and put your other crystals in the sun or the water or however you want to do them. Yeah.
It's kind of like a yin and yang thing, right?
Yeah. So T-Man would be really nice to you if he let you put
that thing away from me. Get that thing away from me. I don't need no more sins on my body.
And the hardness level of this is like a 5.5 to a 6.5. So that's interesting.
It seems like with it coming with hematite not being able, not being able, but being advised not to dilute in water. It seems more of a earth stone, a deeper earth stone. You know, So it's like it's a firestone. So I guess that's
Mhm.
why it was called a bloodstone, because it's more of a firestone. It's more made of the earth
Carbon.
and
Yeah.
pressure and carbon. Yeah, and just that
Because it is
original.
associated with the root chakra of the chakras.
Yeah,
So
which is
so it's earth,
carbon.
and I would think that fire too. So
Yeah.
earth and fire would be the two main elements that would be associated with hematite.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good observation. That's a real good observation. Yeah. And and because it is such a strong, and I have lots of hematite around here, but I very seldom wear mine. I might carry it with me. But now that I see that it really helps circulation of blood, I think I'm gonna start putting it in different places on my body to help start.
A rabbit hole. Is it magnetic? With it being a deep earth stone, could it be magnetic? Just
I
asking.
wonder.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
you saw
I
that.
don't know.
Okay.
I think it is. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I've studied the stones, but I know
Mhm.
um
I think I got some
that
hematite
there
right up
is
here.
a black stone that has very strong magnetic qualities about it. But
Yeah,
I
was just
don't
thinking.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
just thinking
remember
if
if
it
it's a
being deep in the
hematite or
earth.
not. And I think it is.
Somebody did test a hematite stone. I don't know if they did a magnetic test or whatever the case may be, but I remember them testing a hematite junk because I looked up how to tell if the stone was fake,
Mhm.
whatever the case. They did some type of test, but it might have been a magnet test.
Yeah, it may be. Well, I'm interested to see Miss Harriet. What is the name of your
Because
stone?
I thought I had a piece up here, and then I found a magnet. So I said, well, we're gonna test this out and see.
See if it's,
But I couldn't find it. This
if
was
it's magnetic.
this a tiger's eye. Okay, so let's what did you get? Harriet, what did you get?
Amethyst.
Amethyst, yes. Amethyst. Okay. Amethyst, when worn, excuse me, will alleviate migraines. I need some of that. Nervous headaches soon subside when a cross section of or geode of an amethyst is placed in a room. Amethyst also improves concentration. The magical properties of amethyst is said to attract justice and protect against burglars and thieves. It also wards off danger and violent death. It is the chakra that it is associated with is the crown chakra, probably because of the color purple, or the top of the head during meditation. Amethyst increases concentration and confidence in life. People who regularly wear an amethyst necklace are said to fascinate others with their personality and charisma. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, because it really makes sense that because if it promotes concentration, and when you're doing your meditations with your crown chakra, then it would, get you deeper into your meditation, maybe faster or, more consistently.
Probably, yeah. That would make sense.
Let's see, amethyst is associated with Pisces. Brings clarity to the conscious and unconscious mind. Ooh. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting that, through meditating on, with on the crown chakra, focusing on crown chakra, I guess maybe you would hold 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 it in your hand, or if you can sit real straight, you can put it on top of your head, or just wear it. Just wear it.
I would say wear it. I would say
yeah, because this one seems that this is something.
Or you could make yourself a tiara with it.
Make yourself. I love a tiara. I do. I could have been a princess.
That's right.
So, and see, so this one is something that you can wear all the time. An amethyst is something that you can wear regularly. Okay, now to cleanse it, wash it once a month under warm running water and leave overnight among dry hematite stones. Wow.
Oh,
Okay, because I guess the hematite
That
strengthens,
crown
because the
chakra.
hematite is so strong and
Yeah.
has such
mhm.
energizing properties.
Yeah.
Hmm. And this one, you says you do not want to expose to the sun. That's interesting, because I would think that most.
Yeah.
So this is one of the ones that you would use in balance with a hematite.
Mm-hmm.
So you would,
Mhm.
so basically, if besides using warm water, you would more or less charge it during moonlight. I'm guessing instead of charging it during the sun.
During the sunlight, yeah. So
So
I
it's
guess like once a month, you would wash it, run it, put it under some running water at night, and then leave it out. And I guess if you're really feeling, weakened, or you can really charge it with your hematite.
or you can, yeah, or yeah.
Mm-hmm. You would put it right beside you. Put your hematite right within your amethyst. Very interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this one, that the hardness of this one is also a number 7. So some of the other stones that I had, this one is a sunstone. I don't know if y'all can see this. Y'all can see that.
Yeah.
At first I thought it was amber, but when I looked in the book, because of the derivations in here, I could see that it's too
No, that's
processed,
not amber.
like constricted.
Yeah, the vein.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it has veins, yes.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
No,
be an
no,
amber. I mean, it wouldn't
that's
be
not amber.
no amber. So it's a
No.
sunstone. And I did find sunstone here. And a sunstone, this is also an aventurine also. And let's see, sunstone is used to treatment of stomach and bowel problems. It's particularly helpful in digestive disorders, flatulence, and stomach ache. Bowel ulcers and inflammations of the intestinal wall also benefit from being treated with sunstone. The stone also has a positive effect on the wearer's psyche. It has soothing, pacifying effect on the soul, and is therefore particularly suited for, I don't know what this word is, irascible,
Spell it.
quick-tempered people.
Spell it.
IRASCIBLE. IRASCIBLE.
Yeah. Irascible.
Irascible, quick-tempered people.
Having or showing a tendency to be easily angered.
Okay. So it has a pacifying effect for people.
Ooh, speaking my language.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has a pacifying effect for that. Sunstone should be used on the 3rd chakra because of its influence on the navel chakra. Okay.
That's the solar plexus.
Right. Yeah. It will help the wearer to achieve peace and contentment. And that kind of makes sense because you know, if it helps with stomach disorders and
Mhm.
digestive problems, really the majority of our problems really start in our gut,
That's right.
you know.
And that's kind of like the physical third eye,
Mm,
Well, yeah,
wherein the third eye is the spiritual one.
mm-hmm.
yeah, I've always,
Because sometimes
I know the Greeks always thought like your stomach was really was your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Mm-hmm.
that was your
Yeah.
brain. So
Mm-hmm. So you have that gut feeling.
yeah.
right,
Uh-huh.
right.
So I guess intuition and mind, as far as what we know, as far as your brain and the way that the chemistry works, the chemistry may see it in the brain, but you feel it in your stomach. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I know that's how I know when I got good pop. I feel it in my stomach. I'm like, ooh, my stomach.
Ooh, got that
Ooh. You know, and when I'm drinking good spirits, I'm like, ooh, that's my head. I feel it in my head. So I guess, you know, it kind of goes that both ways. That's how I've always looked at it. But yeah, definitely, I think that is a very important piece of anatomy when you're dealing with
Mhm.
your stomach and your bowels and things. Because
Right,
if they ain't right, ain't
right,
none, ain't
you're
none of
right.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it says this is not associated with any particular star sign because I guess because it's part of the sun. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
you know, you might be able to help us out with that, Andre. That you know, because you know is there a sun sign for the sun?
Not that
Well,
I think. Well, I
Mm-mm.
mean, as far as
astrologically, when you say what's your sign, you're talking about your sun sign, which is, and correct me if I'm wrong, the sun sign is the sign that you were born under
Right.
way back when.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, but like the other ones were
And
associated.
there's a moon sign as well, too. You know.
Yeah, but like I was saying, the other, you know, crystals were associated with particular signs,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
one is
And the
not
sun.
connected
Yeah. Because it's
because
the sign unto itself.
it's the sign unto itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
that's
don't think
very interesting. Mm.
What'd you
so.
say?
I guess it can be used as a compass because if you
Mm.
look at, I mean, as usual, if we look at the zodiac, we're not never looking at the zodiac from a three-dimensional point of view. We're always looking at it from a two-dimensional point of view, whether if we're looking at it higher in the point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So we will always see it like a clock. And I guess that's just more, you can use the sunstone as more of a compass
Right. Okay. Uh-huh.
to navigate to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
even like Miss Harriet was saying, even if you're born under a certain day or a certain time for that astrological sign, it's still day and night that plays a part where your sign you may be born under the sign Libra and still born at the time of Aries.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, so I guess the sunstone is more of a compass.
Right. And it probably could
Okay.
be
That makes
used
sense.
along with other stones, other crystals. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Mm-hmm. Okay, it says depending on the requirements, the application and care. Depending on the requirements, it should be cleansed once or twice a month under warm running water. It can be charged in sunlight, but be careful with darker stones in case their energy becomes too strong. Mm.
Mhm.
So I guess this one, I think this one, because they do have where, I don't know if you all can see the book, where I guess this one maybe seems to be closer either to this one. This one seems to be
Mm-hmm.
closer to
To
this
a
one.
lighter, yeah.
Yeah, and this would be the lighter one. So I guess you wouldn't want to leave this one too long in the sun because the energy of it will become too strong. And then next thing you know, I'm irascible and I'm quick tempered and I'm cussing everybody out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got the power.
I got the power.
I got the power. I feel it. It's on.
And and this show one, I'm just gonna show one more. I got a couple of them left, but you know, since we do want to have a conversation about something else, I do have this black one, which I kind of think is a spinel. And this is which I was really surprised that nobody really chose the, you know, the all black one. And I know that spinels are like with has to do with royalty. Let's see.
Spell that.
Spinal.
Oh,
Oh, Nel.
Spinel.
El. So a black spinel. Oh, and what's his name? He stepped away. Okay, so a spinel has a calming effect on all kinds of inflammation. So the spinel has a calming effect on all inflammations.
Oh, okay. So it's a
just
counterbalance.
Yeah.
So it's like a counterbalance.
So don't forget to tell your friend, what's his name?
Yeah, he hears us.
Oh, he heard. Okay.
Yeah, he eating potato chips right now, so he's just off camera.
He's shy.
He got the munchies.
We eat
It's just called the
spaghetti,
munchies.
popcorn.
It's just called the munchies. This is just called the munchies.
Yeah, he's shy. He think he got to be off camera. We eat everything. We do everything.
That's right.
We don't have no home training.
No.
Okay. So healing properties. The spinel has a calming effect on all kinds of inflammations. Even neuritis and its symptoms can benefit from it. Stomach ulcers and hyperpepsia can be successfully treated by drinking spinel water. Torn muscles heal more quickly with spinel. The stone speeds the recovery of all diseases associated with movement, including problems with muscles, joints, and bones. It is a stone of calm, loyalty, and meditation. It helps in stressful situations and reduces anxiety. It also helps in crisis, such as changing one's job, separation, or divorce. Spinel strengthens the wearer and increases his powers of self-healing. This makes it possible to protect himself from the troublesome influence of others. Oh, well, see, this is one of my favorite stones, and now I see why. Spinel symbolizes purposefulness. It helps the wearer recognize what is right for him and gives him the energy to act accordingly. Spinel is effective on the root chakra. Okay, so they got different, because you know, spinels come in all different colors. Like
Yeah.
So there's, you know, this is the black spinel, which is, you know, kind of like more, you see more black spinel, but they also have a green spinel, red spinel. The red spinel would be root chakra, blue spinel on the forehead, violet spinel on the crown chakra. The star sign that is associated with is Sagittarius and Scorpio. Spinel should be discharged once a month under running water and recharged for a short time in the sunlight. And the hardness of this is an 8.
Oh, wow.
One of the things that when we get a chance one of these weeks, because I kind of wanted these because you know they're pendulums, you know, because they all have a pointed end. And, you know, with a pendulum, you know, this is another way, this is another divination tool.
Mhm.
So you can use your crystal as, you know, to, you know, give you yes or no answers. You know, if you want, you know, you can tell it, you know, where yes, no, maybe, you know, what, because it answers, you know, questions, you know, questions like that, yes or no questions.
Yeah.
So it's not as detailed as, say, tarot, where you can, you know, find out that, you know, Judy is messing around with your husband, but, you know, you can find out that somebody is messing around with your husband. And if you ask enough questions, you will find out that, yep, it's Judy.
Mhm.
You know, so you know, so some of these things, so this is some of the things that I hope that we can do, you know, while we're, you know, playing around with our fun things that we have with in Inner Haven.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, well, so that's pretty much it. So I have to decide. I think I'm gonna keep this one for myself, because I was trying to decide which one I wanted to keep, whether I wanted to keep the Sunstone, because I still want to send one to Forrest and Joanne. But I want to keep one for myself, and I'm not sure which one. And the other two I have, this one is a tree agate. I don't know if you can see this one. This one is a tree agate and has some information about this. And this one has a sun sign that comes along with this one. So this one is pretty neat. It is. Here we go. I don't know. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think that one's pretty cool.
That is.
The last one is the one that wards off the evil eye. This one is the Romani people use this to ward off the evil eye. So
And what's that called?
Evil eye.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just the evil eye. So it wards, if you wear this, you'll ward off the evil eye. Nobody, you know, can come up to you to deceive you, trick you, harm you.
Your business.
Yeah. Yes, it's an amulet of protection. You know, so those are some of the things that I had from yesterday. So, and I think, yeah, you know, I just want to say, hey, I'm glad that y'all decided to go on this journey with me in Inner Haven. We learn these things, and we're gonna have some fun here coming up soon, because we will be using these.
All right.
We are going to start doing some pendulum work. I used to do scrying for a while, and I think that, you know, all forms of divination, I think, that are really important. One of the other thing I would love to be able, I don't want to mess with no innards, nothing like that, no entrails and all.
Oh, no.
But I would like to learn how to cast the bones. I would like to learn how to cast bones.
Yeah. Let Mojo handle it.
What's your friend's name? I asked him that 5 times. What's your friend's name?
Tay. He finished eating chips and stuff. Look,
I don't want to scare you away when we talk about casting bones and stuff. I like that. I don't want to scare you away, but just to let you know, yeah, that's some of the things that we like to talk about, and some of the things that I would like to, for us to, you know, experiment with.
Explore,
yeah.
Nice.
Because that is part of our divination. That's what we have used as divination for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. You know, our people, the African people of African descent, we have used bones. You know, we won't reading cards.
Didn't have none to read.
Right, you know. So, just to understand and to know our divination tools, those are some of the things that I want to begin to explore. And, all of the things that, we were taught were evil. Voodoo.
Right.
Voodoo's not evil. Never has been evil. It's a
Really?
it's a righteous religion.
And actually, the word is when you look at it, it's Vudan.
Voodoo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
VUDN, I think. Anyway, it's the
Uh-huh.
way it's commonly written is VOODOO, but that is
Right.
incorrect.
Right. That's incorrect. Yeah. So so these are the things that I want to, express and explore, experiment with, see how, the things that were so lost to us. And we have been taught to fear our own very nature, and
And that's what has always puzzled me. Why are people so afraid of these things? It's because they don't understand or don't know what
Well,
it
when
is.
you're
Because I feel like when you're given the intellect or whatever you want to call it to read the cards or read tea leaves or whatever, that is a God-given gift. And it should be explored and utilized for the benefit not only of yourself, but for those around you or those that you might need to help,
Okay.
whether it be a friend or a stranger.
well, well, on that you say, Miss Harriet, is it goes back to some certain things that how we are taught. And I think we were talking about this yesterday on how things are passed down, not only verbal, but by blood and by fear of certain things. So if you are taught to, if you, and we all have been to church, we all have been to Sunday school. What's the worst thing you can do? You break a rule, you go to hell. Well, if you grew up in that 20 years, then and you kind of scared out of your mind. Like every time you make a mistake or every time you do something that may be not right in the eyes of society, or even that you may feel bad of. I mean, I don't think that there are people who are homeless that feel bad when they have to go in the store and take something. They feel that shame, as we all do, but they have to survive.
Right, exactly. And the interesting thing, a lot of the things that we talk about, the answer is right there in what is considered the good book or the Bible. Because what you just said, I thought about, I think it's in Proverbs. And it says that if you steal something if you steal food because you're hungry, it's nothing wrong with that. But if you get caught, then you do have to pay the penalty.
Yeah. But then also it is also said as well that at one point in time they left a certain amount of food out for people who were destitute. And
exactly. In the book of Ruth.
Yeah,
it's explained.
And how many
that is,
how many people in our generations, in our societies are doing that? I mean, we've just seen on the news that people have been, restaurants have been, sued or closed down because they were taking their leftover food to the homeless shelters or giving it away to the, giving extra donuts away to, that they were throwing away. And it's like, you're going to throw this food away instead of giving it to these people? Let them eat it out of the garbage. So it's,
to me, that's a waste.
Yeah.
Well, I think it all has to do with control. I think it has to do with control. Somebody wants to control somebody else. They can say that, you can't do this because I said so. And I have the control and the power to arrest you, to put you into jail, to torture you, kill you, you know, whatever it is that I have control over, I can do these things to you. And I think that that's really where everything starts. I think, you know, even in every society, there has always been one person that's always wanted all of the power and all of the control. And they have told other people that you can't have this. You can't have this knowledge of how to cast the bones, little you. You need to come to me, the witch doctor, or whatever, you know, the tribal shaman or whatever, and I will cast the bones for you and tell you what to do, you know, and how to do it, because then that way, you know, there's only one person that has this type of control. Then, you know, they don't want to distribute that all out to everyone. And if we as humans, now I think that we have evolved past that, where we only need one person to tell us what to do. You know, only one person is that one sitting in that cave, or there's one sitting in that person, that one I'm sitting in that shack and deciding, okay, this is where, you know, I have all of the knowledge of, you know, creation. God is working through me. Come to me and I will tell you what God says. Because
if he wants me to know something, he gonna tell me. Why
exactly.
is he gonna tell
you know,
me?
I don't need, you know, when people come tell me, you know, God told me to tell you this. Well, God ain't tell me.
Nah,
That's right.
You know, I ain't gonna say that God didn't tell you, but you tell me what God said, and I'm gonna take this up with God before I give you $20.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Why God tell you and he ain't tell me?
Right.
That's
you
right.
know?
Excuse me, but who the hell are you?
And I ain't gonna, yeah.
Really?
So, you know,
For God to tell you about my business. Wait a minute.
right. God want me to give you $20. And so God know that I got $20 to give.
You know,
Really?
I count my pockets. So yeah, I mean, I think like you said, it's that form of control that people want, and it's a form of magic that we all should be able to do, because we all have been able to do it. And after a while of being beaten down by conformity of what society makes us, and whatever society it is, that we kind of lose a sense of the magic, because we gain a little bit of the fear. We kind of give fear more power than what it really actually has. Like, what we mean, but I mean, what do you do when you learn this that early? And they say, if you do this, you're gonna burn in hell, and your skin gonna fall off, and you. If you from the old school Bible and you see the pictures that they used to have in the old school Bible, you like, yeah, you know, and you're 5 to 10 or 12, or you know what I'm saying, and you grow up and learn these things. So when you do make a mistake, it does come back to you like, oh man, I made this mistake, or was I wrong? And that is doubting yourself on your ability. Because you are afraid that you're gonna have to be judged upon something that right now in this lifetime that you're not on. You know, I mean, who can tell us until we are those spiritual beings in front, if there is a judgment.
Right. And then also it takes us away from that opportunity to love our creation.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to love somebody that, you know, every time I make a mistake, I have the fear of hell to be contended with, you know. But, you know, I think that, and then we see people who have obviously no fear of hell that are very successful in life, that are, you know, breezing on through, that are causing all kinds of calamity and crime, but yet they're the ones that spouting, you know, holiness and
at some
how
point,
holy they are, and we are supposed to believe them because they say
it's gonna catch up with them at some point.
Because they once again they have a justification, and their justification that they have for that is they have the knowledge to know whether they have the knowledge of good and evil, where the masses do not have the knowledge of good and evil. We do
Right,
not, as far as the masses of people, do not have the knowledge of good and evil because we are taught what is good and what is evil by others instead of experience what is good or evil.
Mm-hmm. And we are taught with the basis of fear, not the basis of love.
That's right.
We're not taught to love ourselves.
Mhm.
You know, we're told to love God, but we're not actually taught to what that experience expresses. Because just like you were saying earlier, you know, you got all of these pictures of what it, burning in hell, but you know, what does heaven look like?
What does heaven look like?
You know, we heard that somebody's just sitting on a cloud, you know, but is that what it is? you know, so we really have no content, or we no context of what to see heaven as, but we see what hell is. And and so we and because any little thing can get you to go to hell, you are more prone and more likely to be hell bound than you are to be heaven bound. And heaven looks so restrictive. You can't wear pants, maybe you can't wear lipstick, you can't be anything but a man, and particularly you need to be a white man. All these other things is telling us
exactly
what heaven actually looks like. And and if you're not of this, you're not on that, that picture scale, more than likely you're not going to enjoy all the full benefits of heaven. Is what? And that's what, sitting on a cloud somewhere with a heart,
with a bunch of white men listening to Ben Crosby. Oh,
and dresses.
This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
That's right.
If I hear one more Ben Crosby song, I'm gonna jump down and become a Nephilim. I'm not playing with y'all.
And I like Bing. I like Bing Crosby. He can sing me White Christmas any old time. Although he was a horrible, horrible person. But see, we don't, and that's just another thing, is that, excuse me, we are actually allowed to be our true and authentic self. I just like here we are, I show y'all all of me. I'm not very, I'm the best that I can be. I'm always striving to be better, but some days I'm just not my best. And fuck you if you don't like that. To be honest, but I'm not going to pretend to you that I look a certain way so that you have to emulate me. And that's what you think that godliness looks like, because it's not, especially if you read in the Bible, 1 minute God is smiting everybody, and the next minute God is saying, I love everybody. So, so even in that mixture of emotions, that spectrum of emotions, how are we to say that we don't have those emotions? We don't have to always be on the smiting end, and we don't always have to be on that end where, we just love everybody no matter what they do to us.
Well, Jesus is, from what everything that has been taught us, he is supposed to be God incarnated in man. And didn't he express all of those emotions, from anger to dislike? And I mean, if he is able to express all those things and he is supposed to be God incarnated, why can't we?
Exactly. And one of the things that I think that, I hope that in trying to be our most authentic self, we have to get deep down inside and find out who we really are, and be honest and true with who we are.
Exactly. I ask myself that question all the time.
Yeah, who am I, and who am I at this moment? You know,
Mhm.
especially, it's always good that, I used to have this, I used to hear this, I don't know who used to say it, but it was a TV preacher. And they says it's all, it's easy to fast on right after Sunday supper, you know.
Mhm.
So, if we, but what does it feel like, in the midst of anger or in the midst of murderous
Rage.
rage, who am I at that moment? Am I able to stop and think and say, who am I? Is this really me?
Mhm.
Or at some point of where I am in absolute ecstasy or absolute bliss, I still can be able to say, who am I? Who am
Mhm.
I at this moment? Oh, this is my girlfriend. I'm gonna y'all chat for a second.
Mhm. Well, I like where Penn left off, Miss Harriet. As far as who am I? I
Mhm.
think I think it takes a lifetime to understand that, because as a lifetime goes on, you have to move, you have to evolve. Everything is
Change.
not gonna, yeah, every day is not gonna be the same day. Every challenge is not gonna be the same challenge.
That's
And
right.
you may have something that comes upon you and on you that may be tougher than what you've ever dealt with, or it may have seemed like it was going to be an easy task for you, but it's not. Or it may seem like it's going to be a longer task than what you expected it to turn out to be. So it just depends on how we take hold of our lives and
Right.
our individuality in life versus spending a lot of time waiting for someone to be that knight in shining armor to rescue us, whether it be our moms, our dads, or our girlfriends, or spirit of Jesus, or however we look at it. It depends on how it takes us to grasp that knowledge and hold on to that knowledge of that I'm gonna get myself out of this. I already know that I'm safe. I already know that I have the energy and the power and the will to do it. It's just me.
Mhm.
It's just me that's holding me back. Yeah, I have to deal
Mhm.
with the white man when I get out of this cage. I gotta deal with the white man when I get out of this hole. I gotta deal with my baby mama. I gotta deal with my divorce. I gotta deal with, the money issues. But I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I can do it.
Mhm.
And a lot
That's
of the
right.
times we look at it that we are waiting for that genie when we are that genie to ourselves, if we
Mhm.
apply it to ourselves. And it is a hard thing to do. It is a very hard thing to do.
Mhm.
It's not
We
a
have
very,
to constantly remind ourselves.
yeah, it's not a easy thing to do. And once again, if we hear so many things, and just as far as the people that we know from Bibles or Qurans or Buddhas or the Hinduism, they did not have a good life. I mean, they
The thing of it is, they all have something within their philosophy or whatever that we can draw from. So
and
why
that's
are
what
you
I'm
going
saying.
to?
Yeah, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Miss Harriet. Like they did not have it where they had a silver platter. They didn't come from kings and queens. Jesus is born in a manger. You know,
Right.
you know, Buddha. They say he came from a lotus flower, but I really imagine where Buddha came from in like 2 BC China. It was rough.
King.
It's still
He
rough
was
in China.
he was a prince. He was
Yeah,
a prince.
you know, but
Mhm.
He was a
their
prince.
lives
He
were
came from
not
rich folk.
their lives were not full of glamour. They were outside. They were in the streets. They were meeting with
Mhm.
people. They were teaching these things. and they were around so many different people. So every day was not the same. Every day was not
That's right.
someone falling to their knees and bowing gracefully. They had to go through trials and tribulations to understand where they were going in their time and in their spectrum as of this world as well, to become what they have become, to for us to recognize and still be having these conversations of their achievements.
Do you think that
Exactly.
it's
And you know,
because
the
oh, go ahead.
I was
just
going to
gonna
say,
ask a
the
question.
storms that we have to go through are necessary in order for us to grow and develop.
Mm-hmm. 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 Well, my question I was just going to put to everybody here, do you think we're just too fearful? We're too fearful of our own power. We're too fearful of our own beauty.
Can I chime in?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I think more or less, like it brings me back to what I was saying in the beginning, was there's a deliberate effort to suppress the God or the winning force on this plane.
Mm-hmm.
And first they came with the sword,
Mm-hmm.
and the sword is like that puts you to the test right there. Some people was dying for what they believed in, and some people was just like, just let me go across, let me get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand under the persecutions that they had over the stories that you hear from over here from the conquistadors,
Mm-hmm.
what was that, the Spanish Inquisition. You got the what was that? Nicer Council of Nicaea, all that. No, what was the war?
The Christians.
Yeah, all that stuff.
What'd you say?
The Christians.
Oh.
Christians. Yeah, they was going through and stuff of that nature. When you was doing what you did naturally to yourself, they would call you a savage. They would call you, you were, what would they call it, infidel and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't under their rules.
Right.
That made people who were still practicing whatever they practice naturally, that would get them killed. But they learned, that was the first step. So now you talking about doing stuff in these days and times, we come from a couple generations, well, a lot of generations of where it's not taboo because it's quote unquote scary. No, back in the day, that'll get you killed.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you got, mamas trying to protect us, fathers trying to we just trying to lay under the radar, we just trying to make it, we'll go to church on Sunday, but we don't really do this, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And we'll practice what we practice in our households and stuff like that. And went from that to where now we're in your household, we're on your TV, you're in the phone, we bombarding you with this. You got to go to work, you got to do this, you got to do that. So it came with the sword. Now it's more or less a norm for you to not be the God that you're supposed to be.
Right.
Practice what you would want to, what you would think would help somebody. Like, like you would think, herbs been healing people for many centuries. Why isn't that in the FDA? Why don't they practice some of the, holistic stuff? No, we go to the hospital to make money.
Right.
We're not able to treat ourselves.
Right.
If you do say you treated yourself, next thing you know, you're going down.
Right.
The guy you heard about that guy who created the car that ran off water. What happened to him? If you're really helping somebody and really doing things to try to promote the peace in the earth, there's somebody that doesn't want that peace. That order is not part of it.
And then that fear is passed down from, just like you said, from mother to child through our DNA. Some of it's told and some of it's taught, but also, if you have so much fear in your system, that is going to go to your child.
Yes, it is.
And that's going to be a part of
real fear because
your genetic makeup.
But that's a real fear because they really somebody
Mhm.
along our lines back in the day was headstrong about doing whatever they did as they custom, and they really got taken out behind that. So it was traumatic. They wiped out all the adults, and then they took all the kids.
All the children, yeah. Mhm.
You know, so they're easy to control. And then they got the adults nowadays stuck in that child, like,
Mind.
That
that's
fear
why they call you a
consciousness.
minority, because you're not
Yeah.
you're not the major, you're the minor. You work.
Yeah.
We put you to work. You believe this, you believe that.
Yeah.
Because if you believe what you want to believe by yourself, that's why they came with the white
Right.
God and all that stuff. So you won't see yourself as a major.
Well,
Right.
yeah. And then also in that same sense, to piggyback off you on that, Tay, is one thing about it is that humans period, and I don't care what complexion you are, we have an inherent fear, period. And the main thing that all humans are afraid of is the dark. I don't care who you are. When them lights cut off, you're a little cautious when you turn around that corner because you may not know what's in that corner. So
That's
but
right.
like Tay was saying, at one point in time, the dark was an inherent fear for us. You know, we really did not know what was in the dark, and whether that be animal or nothing. Back then, I mean, I'm speaking on biblical terms, and back then, you don't know. Hey, you got to use the bathroom, and next thing you know, you on Mars.
Right.
You know, I ain't using the bathroom that day in the dark no more, man. You heard about Leroy? Leroy, I ain't seen Leroy in 3 years. Leroy come back with white hair, right? Looking crazy out of his mind. So it's an inherent fear. And like you were saying, Penn, when fear is real and it's over and then it's conquered by a certain set of people who can conquer fear, as far as, okay, we're going to start a fire, or first people who get electricity or flashlights or gas light or gas lanterns on the streets. It overcomes that. But once you conquer that fear, not everyone, most people, well, the powers that be do not share that conquering of it. They keep downtrodden, fearful of that fear, because
that's where the control is.
Because now they understand light, and they see that they see what they're scared of, which are the people that they're surrounded by. I have something that they don't want. I have something that they all want. I have something, so I'm fearful. How many kings, whether throughout society, whether black or white or anything, have gone mad over power? Gone mad because the power got to them. We speak of King David in the Bible and everything that King David did. He went mad over power. Nebuchadnezzar, mad over power, because he pressed an issue to the point where he kept a people down so long that he had no choice but to fear their uprising. So there's always going to be something in the dark waiting for you. There's always something unknown, and we will create that fear ourselves. So do I think that, like you were saying, do I think that we create the fear, or we fear our power? Of course we do, because we are the ones who scare the hell out of ourselves on a daily basis.
Right.
Before we get out of bed, we scare ourselves before we get out of bed.
That's it, Lisa. But and the thing that we have to do is realize that we are all powerful. We are all knowing. We are all love. We are all light, and we don't have to fear that. Within ourselves, and that's the thing that we express, and that's the thing that we, we allow that to be expressed exponentially. We just let it roll out as if, like just like Moses and Jesus and all of those people from, you know, the stories that we read about, you know, they walk without fear at all costs of anything.
But and as well what you're saying, but at one point in time their fear was tested.
Yeah,
You know,
but
Moses,
but like you say, they overcame it.
Yeah.
So once you
Moses,
overcome it,
I can't
you know,
talk.
the fear doesn't mean, you know, the fear doesn't, it's not fear anymore. It's not fear anymore. It's something else. You know, I mean, you know, when you think about, you know, just and because I'm more familiar with Jesus than anybody else, you know, Jesus did have fear to go to the cross.
Yes, he
He
did.
had fear, but because he had overcome that type of fear, he could go boldly to do whatever, to do the next step of his mission, of his assignment. He just went on and did, okay, I know the thing that I got to do. All I have to do is just get past this part right here, you know? And once he would, and so it's no longer fear once we stop fearing it. It's, I guess, the passage, you know, the journey. Maybe those are not the right words that I'm thinking of, but it's no longer fear anymore. It's
love.
Accomplishment. Say that again, Harriet.
Love.
Okay. All right. Then. Go on and say the word.
It's borderline. It's ignorance. It's the lack of knowing now.
Oh, naivety.
Yes,
innocence.
Now it's a point to where, like, okay, well, I heard I went down that road, but I don't remember. So I don't know about this. You know, trying to return back to the source.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like,
okay, and if you,
because I don't know nobody
if you
that
don't,
wants to.
right, but if you don't remember, do you choose not to remember, or is it just that you don't remember?
I would say well, nowadays I would say there is there's a lack of representation to what we're supposed to be doing.
The truth.
You know, it's a lack of that. And, you know, like, you got these people, like you said, the ones who doing real evil out here, they living their best life.
Or seem to be.
Because they
it's gonna catch up with them at some point in time.
But the thing is, they double-sided. They do both things. They do good in public, and they go there as long as don't nobody see them or catch them on TV.
Because we don't know how well they sleep. We don't know
right. But that's right. As far as what we see, but we're ignorant to that.
Yeah.
And we can't even get past, like you said, the dark. The lights go out. It ain't so much as you're scared of the dark, because, like, if T-Man cut the lights out in his house right now, I'm not gonna be scared. It's just I lose another sense. I just lose a sense. But if I can see in the dark, I don't care if he hit the lights. If I know, if I can walk through his house blindfolded,
yes.
Hit the light.
Yeah.
You know,
and
it's an immediate shot to, I don't know right now. What's right in front of me. But if I know T-Man sitting right here, I'm not worried about a monster being in the place when the lights go out.
But that's what I'm saying. When those lights shut off, if you are naive and you know that, and you're individually by yourself, you know, and you're in a strange environment, as most of these people have been placed in, and that's why I'm speaking of overcoming fear by these great people that we're naming. You know, Moses straight up said it and was like, God, you want me to do what? You want me to go talk to Pharaoh? Man, he gonna cut my tongue off, my head. Man, look, man, why don't you ask somebody else to do this, bro? You see what he didn't kick my ass out of Egypt, bro.
But the reason why he did it is because he wasn't in the dark about who God was.
Right.
He wasn't in the dark. He was like, I might not know what this dude gonna do, but I know what this dude gonna do.
I know what he gonna do.
I know what God gonna do.
And that's the thing.
I don't know what this dude gonna do.
And that's the thing about it, as far as walking in the, and that's the thing as far as walking in the dark on that point of view, because it's, I am missing these senses. I am naive to this. but I am who I am, and I am strong enough
Right.
to be able to say, boom, ooh, I bumped my knee. Dang, I didn't know that was that. Boom, ooh, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what's that? You know, because I may fall, I may have these bumps and these bruises. But the main thing that I'm worried about while we're walking that path is, you know, hey, Pharaoh keeps snakes just walking around. You know, he just got snakes just crawling around. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get bit by no random snake. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Yeah, that's where
so,
we at right now.
and then-
But
Somebody
that, but
what's
that's
in you.
projection. I mean, we're projecting fear.
and there and,
Yeah,
and that's
you know.
the and there's the projection of the fear. So as God had to tell Moses, you don't have to worry about being afraid. And that is that light in the dark when we speak to ourselves. Why am I worried about being afraid?
Because I've overcome.
Mhm.
You know,
I've
that
overcome that.
kind of figured it. I knew it was something there, but I didn't know it was going to be there. Versus you are afraid and then you bump your face or bump your knee, or you know, or something is something in the room and you're already running from it because you're already in a panic. Versus coming at it in the dark as you were coming at it in the light, and embrace it for what it's going to be, for what that challenge is going to be, whether it's in the dark or in the light. You know.
Yeah.
If you embrace it, you can take your time, and with that time, you can understand and overcome.
Because
Right.
there's you no longer have fear.
That's right.
You no longer have fear. Well, it's 3:48.
Oh my goodness.
We have had a wonderful conversation.
Yes, we have.
And I thank you all so much. I thank you all so much. So now it's time for our round table. Tay, I finally got your name at the very end of the show. I finally got your name. So what we do at the end of each session, we just kind of, I asked the question, what did you get out of this session today, and how can you apply it to your life? So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
What I got out of today's sessions is, first, there's some other fantastic people on this earth that I can build with, that can put a smile on my face, and it's good to know y'all out here. And I thank y'all for the invitation. I'm gonna try to come back.
Please do.
Great.
Yes, ma'am. And I learned about I need to get my crystal game up, and I need to put this hematite down for a couple days. And I learned a person that can help me with my chakra energy, so I can clean it up. And I like the discussion about, when it comes to fear, and put a light on that as far as why are we fearing and what we're fearing and how that whole process comes about. And yeah.
Thank you so much.
And we hope you'll join us again.
Yeah, please.
Yes,
Please join us again.
Yes, ma'am.
So who's next?
I'll go ahead and take it.
Okay.
What I take from today definitely is, as usual, when walking in this darkness that we all can feel, you can still shine a light, and you can be mindful of yourself. And we have the gifts and the tools, and they're given to us to be able to walk any path that is set in place of us. I also learned a lot about the crystal that actually chose me. I did not look and say, "Ooh, pretty color." They said, "Hey, yo, pick me up, dude." And I was like, "Hey, okay."
And you had to wrestle it loose because it was attached to another crystal, right? Yeah.
And I was actually wrestling it loose with the crystal that you said that you were gonna keep. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I said, "Okay, I got both of y'all loose." Okay, and he said, "Nah, man, keep me." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna find out about you. I like you." And I had been pining for a green crystal anyways, I'm also looking for a green garnet crystal. I think since I have this now, that I can go ahead and change my crystal that I'm looking for garnet, which is my birthstone, which is red. So I think I can go ahead and get a fire. Now I feel comfortable now that I have a green crystal that's balancing me. I can go ahead and get that fire crystal that will ignite. So I'm learning how to definitely do these, definitely, you know, work my aura through these things and put my energy in it. Oh yes, and I have started reading the book of the tarot that you have given me. I started last night, but I'm not trying to overload my head. So
Well, you had to pull a card for Tay.
I'm not ready to pull cards yet. I'm not ready yet.
Y'all gonna do that? Y'all gonna give me the, you gonna give me the reading, Miss Penn?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not ready to pull cards yet. I'll leave that up. I'll leave that up to the professionals. But what I think Tay is asking, if Miss Harriet, if you don't mind, I think Tay is kind of asking if Penn, you'll pull a card or two for him right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, before we go, yeah. Before we go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Harriet, what about you? What is your round table?
Okay, first of all, what this discussion has done for me is reignited my interest in getting back to beading, because that's where I kind of started with the gems and the gemstones and the crystals. So it, as I said, it has reignited my curiosity, and it's telling me that I need to get back into that. And moving forward, I'm looking forward to actually getting back into working with the crystals and being a little bit more cognizant of what they mean, because I would look at a gemstone or a crystal and I'd, kind of skim over what it was all about, as opposed to doing a deep dive into what it means and what it does and how it can help me to heal. And of course, this group has helped me as far as developing my understanding of what life is really all about, and kind of, how do I want to put it? Let me know that I have always been on the right path, and my questioning of things has been right on target, and not accepting what is being told to me without questioning.
Thank you. And that was very very honest. Yeah, I appreciate that, because that's kind of where I, how I was too. That's what led me to metaphysics. I can't, there was just not enough information. Something was left out. I mean, I just, it's like a soup with no salt. Something,
very bland.
And you can't really, something is missing, but it's not tasty. It's not nothing I want to come back to. And the things that I found from with metaphysics. But what I learned from the class today is all of these different metaphysical principles that we talk about on a regular basis. I haven't done gemstone or crystal work in a while, to focus on their energies and their vibrations. And hey, I need to get back into it. I would love to go ahead and do some practice on some divination tools. So we can use these divination tools to, divine some things. Let's find some things out. There's a lot of information out here that the universe, just our universe, wants us to know. And doggone it, we should be able to know how to do it. And it doesn't matter whether anybody else thinks that we're witchy or we're we're going to go to hell or whatever it is that they might be thinking.
I'll say yes.
Yeah,
say
we know the
this-
truth.
That's
Because I
right.
mean, this is we have the right to this knowledge.
That's
We
right.
have the right to know how to use it properly. And
Mhm.
you know, we're not out to harm or hurt anybody, because I don't want to hurt nobody, because I don't want to hurt myself. You
That's
know,
right.
I'm not going to try to set you on fire because you know there's a kerosene line that's going to come right back to me. So I'm not going to try to burn you
Mhm.
up if I'm going to burn too. But you know, I also want to know what fire does.
Mhm.
You know, how to light the way in the darkness, how
Mhm.
to use um these things properly so that I can function. And this is one of the things that what I got from the class today, and that I plan on doing for the rest of this week until we meet again.
Great.
Okay, so well, we will quickly end with giving Tay a quick little reading. Oh, well, first let's do the commercial. One of these days, I am going to have a theme song for our Inner Haven commercials. What we gonna do next? So let's see. Next week is already the 1st of March.
March.
Oh, and it's me.
Mhm.
It's me. I'm supposed to be doing the thing on the angels.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and one of the things we wanted to talk about was the metaphysical properties of angels. And one of the things that I was supposed to find out was, you know, to have a description of that, the war in heaven. So I gotta do some research. I haven't done any research yet. So I gotta do some research.
Just go to Google and go to Google World Map and look up Compton.
Oh.
Okay, so that's Saturday, but every day through the week, we have like a little from Monday through Friday. We have a little session where you know we just do meditation, or I do anyway. Have a meditation from like 12 to 12:30. You can do this with me online, or if you want to just do it by yourself, you don't have to do the whole 30 minutes. If you just want to do 1 minute, it's just a place that we connect with one another. First, we connect with one another. Also, we connect with we center ourselves and ground ourselves. But also, we want to raise our frequency and our vibration to a stronger height and level, so that we are our purest and highest self.
Mhm.
On Wednesday, we have a study of A Course in Miracles. That's from 5 to 6:30. And Thursday, we are still working on the introduction to Gnosis. That's the Gnostics.
Knowledge.
There was in the Council of Nicaea, they were I can't remember. I think they were called the Angeans, who actually turned out to be, all of them were Christians, but they were the Gnostics and the Angeans, and the Angeans won. So this is why we believe the way that we do now, as opposed to understanding the Gnostic side of Christianity. So that's what the introduction to Gnosis is about. And that's from 7 to 8:30 on Thursday evenings. We don't do anything on
this Thursday.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And on Fridays, we don't do anything, but I was thinking either on Friday or Monday, if anybody would like to kind of get together and, because we do a lot of things online. So there's some stuff that we can look at into Zoom that might enhance our classes or our performances in what we do. And so some of these are things, if you want to kind of get together and we can, do like an hour or 45 minutes or something like that, just technical stuff.
Right.
And so, like I said, on Saturday, it's me and the angels. So I got to get to work on that, because I haven't worked on that at all. So I'm glad I opened up this book. And then on the 5th of March is our journal group. Well, we just get together and we begin to, because I think that journaling is so very important. You know, it's very cathartic. It's a place where we can, you know, leave a reference. It's a place where we can leave a footprint. It's a place where we can get to really truly know ourselves, because I can really tell myself the truth here. So that's one of the things. So, you know, that's journal group. And so that's on the, so Saturday is the Angels and Sunday is journal group. So please join us if you can, and we'll see you all soon.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
These sessions are being put on YouTube. So please look for the green circle with a white eye in the middle. That's us.
Okay.
And Inner Haven. And we are on YouTube. So listen, like, and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay, so let's pray us out, and if you can hang on for a second, Tay, I will pull you a card. Okay. Okay. Would anybody like to pray us out? Okay. Well,
I'll take it.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, Heavenly Father, thank you for another blessing. Thank you for 7 years and 1 day with a new person to show their face and be interested in like-minded people, to show us that we're still growing, to show us that there are other people out here who we believe in love, in light, in majesty. Allow us to use these things to go out into this world and combat that darkness that everyone is afraid of. Allow us to be the light and the source to people. With all these things we say, amen.
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 All righty. See you soon. Bye.
Bye, y'all.